Tesla appears to be turning back to radar for its vehicles. Only a year ago, Tesla was bragging that it had started replacing the ultrasonic sensors and radar in its so-called full self-driving and autopilot sensor arrays with a camera-only system supported by an AI called Tesla Vision. But it's changing the narrative. Will this be for the best? Welcome to Techlife. In today's video, we will check how Tesla is bringing radar back to its vehicle, and if all this will be effective. And without further ado, let's get started. Tesla initially started taking the radar units and ultrasonic sensors out of the Model 3 car and Model Y SUV. Then in 2022, they took them out of the larger Model S sedan and Model Y SUV. And now the Federal Communications Commission just made public the fact that Tesla has submitted secrecy requests and has started applying for an extension for testing and using onboard radar equipment. According to a report from Jalopnik, Tesla has reportedly been testing radar systems since the beginning of the year and submitted a 180-day secrecy request to the FCC in June. Now that the agreement has expired almost 6 months later, Tesla has asked for an extension, requesting a release date for its new radar system of mid-January at the very least. Other material on the FCC website reveals that Tesla's radar operates without pulsing in the 76 to 77 GHz region, which could indicate that it is a frequency-modulated continuous wave radar. Suppose you need to become more familiar with how radar operates. It's simple. A device sends out a pulse, a single signal for a predetermined amount of time, and then waits for that signal to come back to determine distance and direction. FMCWR uses the difference between the frequency of the signal sent out and the signal that was reflected to identify position and distance rather than intermittently sending out a signal and waiting for it to come back. Because it is a continuous system that is always transmitting and listening, it is considerably more affordable to employ and ultimately more accurate than pulsed systems. The thing is, the future of Tesla Vision, the camera-focused software that uses machine learning to enhance the object identification and spatial awareness skills of those cameras by continuously learning from the data streams of Tesla vehicles, still needs to be clarified. The material merely provides test results and asks for secrecy. It makes no specific claims about whether the FMCW radar would entirely replace those cameras or supplement them as it did before Tesla removed radar from its cars. Elon Musk has referred to the laser-based radar system LiDAR as a crutch for the automotive industry's acceptance of self-driving cars, although the company still does not use it. However, don't rule out radar for Teslas just yet. Given the similar assurance that he expressed last year that it wasn't necessary and how that opinion has aged, the goal of Tesla Vision was to develop autonomous vehicles that perceive the world similarly to humans. However, that goal seems to be exceedingly challenging to achieve. You only need to consider the numerous instances in which Tesla vehicles using the autopilot and FSD beta technologies failed to recognize objects or vehicles in front of them, or even fake children. There is a reason why almost all other automakers with advanced driver assistance features continue to both run radar and cameras. Even though it is undoubtedly worthwhile for Tesla to try and reduce the cost and complexity of its vehicles by doing away with radar. For instance, a camera can verify whether an object that the radar sees ahead is actually in the lane you're traveling in based on, say, the path of the lane markers forward or what the obstruction might be, a person, an animal, another vehicle. Each system has a different strength and can be used to cross-check the other. Even the highest definition cameras cannot compare to radar for longer range detection. Tesla realizes that with radar it might be possible to fulfill these promises, or any more in the future. And it is adding a new radar device after Tesla FSD beta software, which offers some automated driving features, but is not a self-driving system. However, the business is receiving criticism for the performance and security of its $15,000 optional enhanced product dubbed Full Self-Driving, and the company's regular advanced driver assistance system known as Autopilot. Since it began openly beta testing its Autopilot and Full Self-Driving driver assist systems years ago, American all-electric automaker Tesla has been under intense scrutiny. However, it has resisted any pressure or enforcement from government agencies or authorities. That is changing quickly, Just this year, the California Department of Motor Vehicles accused Tesla of false advertising regarding the capabilities of its vehicles. On the other hand, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration intensified its ongoing investigation into actual crash data and the marketing of autopilot. Before we continue, hold up. If you're watching us for the first time, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you can enjoy our future videos while getting updated. Now getting back to the topic. The statements made by Tesla and its employees about the purported powers of the autopilot and FSD experimental technologies, the former of which has been connected to several recorded fatal vehicle collisions since 2016, have prompted the Department of Justice to launch a third inquiry. According to the three-sided Reuters sources, the previously undisclosed investigation was launched last year with DOJ prosecutors in Washington and San Francisco. They looked into whether Tesla or its employees had made unsubstantiated claims or misled investors and customers about the driver assistance systems. And recently, Musk was previously under investigation by the DOJ in 2018 for his infamous funding-secured tweet, which threatened to take Tesla private and may have affected stock prices. However, the Securities and Exchange Commission investigation ultimately compelled Musk to pay a $40 million fine and resign as chairman of Tesla. The inference is that Tesla and its public-facing officials are now at risk of criminal charges for making unsubstantiated or misleading safety claims, although no one has been charged yet, because the DOJ is probing autopilot and FSD. According to Reuters sources, the DOJ's investigation of autopilot has not yet concluded or suggested charges. Any choices could be influenced by the results of the two other investigations the agency is conducting against the firm simultaneously. In May 2021, potentially about the same time as the third DOJ inquiry, the NHTSA launched an investigation into a string of collisions that involved Tesla Autopilot. Earlier in the summer, the EPA increased the scope of its data to include 16 collisions between Teslas with autopilot and stationary emergency vehicles. Since 2016, the NHTSA has started at least 35 special crash investigations involving autopilot and received more than 750 instances of unexpected brake activation, including 14 recorded fatalities. Up to 830,000 Tesla vehicles could be affected by any NHTSA recall. Tesla will have the opportunity to defend itself and its technology against any allegations in a hearing that is currently being scheduled. And according to a DMV statement previously provided to the LA Times, if the DMV's case is successful, the state is only requesting that the business should advertise to consumers and better educate Tesla drivers about the capabilities of its autopilot and full self-driving features, including cautionary warnings regarding the limitations of the features. Every new Tesla currently for sale in the United States comes with a basic autopilot, which offers lane maintenance and traffic monitoring cruise control. Tesla's most recent enhanced autopilot can be added for an extra $6,000 on top of the vehicle's cost and becomes operational immediately after being unlocked. To provide Level 2 plus supervised self-driving capability, the system integrates a number of cameras, traffic-aware cruise control, lane keeping, enhanced auto steering, and navigation of lane changes and off-ramps and highway settings, auto parking, and smart summon. Luckily, the Tesla FSD package, which is not yet available to the general public, is offered for pre-sale at the cost of $15,000 and will be unlocked when it is ready, slowly rising from its initial price of $5,000 in April of 2019. Evidently, Tesla's FSD sounds like a massive gamble for the automaker and the executive. Not to mention the 3 DOJ and numerous NHTSA investigations currently underway into the firm and its safety technology. But anyway, what do you think? What are your thoughts on Tesla FSD and the fact that Tesla is turning back to radar for its vehicles? Is it beneficial to the company? Comment below. Also, please leave a like and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell for more amazing videos. Goodbye.